What's up, everyone? Pete the Boss here. Hope you are having a beautiful day. Today we are playing another episode of Captain of Industry. Now, in our last episode, we did go downhill very quickly, which in between episodes I've sorted it out, as well as we have finished building our copper ore to copper plates, as well as refining them into our actual copper sheets. On top of that, I've also set up a automatic line for for our maintenance, so we're not using trucks to do it. You will see there's no copper wire or there's no electronics on this belt at the moment. That's because I've ran out and I need to make some more, which we are waiting on a bit of copper. There is some copper in here, which the trucks are currently transporting back and forth, but I have just made it very simple for now. Now, we will be changing all this. This is just for now. As well as that, we have slowly been expanding our bypass. Still, we've got some vehicles that are getting stuck. So we'll just quickly fix those ones up because they're trying to do some ridiculous things. We do have still a little bit of a fuel shortage as we're building it. You also notice that this whole area here has changed. We've completely removed our fuel refinery from here. We've actually moved it over here. I've made just a quick little one, only because this is a reserve and there's only 50,000 litres in here. The only thing is coal will have to be transported over here, which they are doing a beautiful job. We don't need a ridiculous amount of coal. It's only we only need 6 coal per 27 litres of diesel. And spread that out between the three of these, it's only 18 units of coal, which isn't too bad, seeing that we will have a lot of an issue trying to get the oil back and forth. You also notice we are slowly getting further into a mountain of iron here. They are slowly working away there, as well as we are slowly going into our limestone here, which I actually do not know where our excavator has gone for that. We've got our truck here, and our excavator is over here. I don't know what he was doing. He might have actually been going and getting fuel in the meantime before I actually had the fuel station set up. But that is slowly being expanded, as well as we've started dumping resources down here, and I've also put a excavator over here to help start mining this side of the mountain out, and so they can dump into here to get this moving. This is probably going to be the longest part here, just because of how much material there is to move. But we have got that. As well as we've also, in between episodes, I did upgrade one of these housing because we did run out of people. There also now we have a disease risk because we have no fresh water. So what we'll do is we will just get that built, which will be in here, which is a water facility. Now I want to expand this way towards the mountain with our city, as well as this will also be getting expanded outward to here. So our main boat here will actually move over here somewhere once we start dumping more resources and filling in this bit of ocean here. So what we will do is we will place a water system right about here. We will also grab a fluid tank, spin it around and chuck it right about there, and we'll build another one on the opposite side, and we will connect those up like so, and we will connect this one vice versa. If I can get it to work for me. Go. The reason why I do that is just so the trucks can actually pass under there. That is including the whole miner trucks, and I've just noticed that's actually built that at the wrong level, so we will get rid of that and we will have another go at it. So we'll go up a bit more, as high as we can, and place that down like so. And what we will do is we will get rid of that pillar because there's no need for it. Since this actually isn't as clean as I wanted it to be, we'll just demolish that whole thing. And we will start again with it all the way up. And I need it to go like that, like so. There we go. And that one there is also at the wrong level. I have really messed this one up. Go from this side. There we go. Now our vehicles can go straight under here. What we'll do is we'll set this as water, say to keep it half full, and we will also place a liquid dump over here. That way we don't have to worry about trying to fight with our boat here and with the trucks as well. There will work, so we'll place it there. This is all temporary at the moment, so there's no real worry with this just yet. So we'll press play, we'll let that build and do its thing. I've also set up our copper mine here, and they're going to be mining a passage in through here to hopefully be able to get to this groundwater a bit quicker. There is also in between here, there is just straight stone, which we can set up to start mining in there and clearing that out. But at the moment, I'm worried about getting our copper levels up as well as our iron levels. And just having a look, we might add 2 more trucks to this just to keep our copper producing. We do have a little stockpile here. We have 78 sitting in there currently. But once we start getting some more resources built up, I will then start connecting it all up so we're not having to use trucks just yet. For water levels with our farm, we're doing quite alright. Our irrigation tank is sitting pretty full at the moment, as well as our fluid storage over here that's containing water. I haven't set up the bricks just yet, only because I want them to slowly process to get the concrete slabs, but I also want to be able to get over onto the sand. And once I get to the sand, we can then start creating some stuff, or some better concrete that's just a bit more efficient to make. So if we have a look here at concrete slabs, as you can see, it uses 18 limestone, 3 coal and 6 wood to give you 12, plus it gives you a bit of exhaust. And we're trying to avoid the exhaust because that's what's creating pollution, which is lowering our unity amount that we can earn per a minute. And when we get to be more advanced, we are actually a lot cheaper on resources, where we can start using crushed slag as well as gravel, which we can get from stone, and we can also get manufactured sand once we start getting some quartz being mined. To make cement, it is 9 limestone and 1.5 coal, and we get 3 cement, so it is a lot more better on the limestone. And being on this island, there is a very small amount of it, so we don't want to use all of it up straight away if we can. Another thing we should be looking at doing is expanding over to the main island over here. and that way we can start getting, so on this island, there's a bit of quartz there. We can see that they're quartz. There's quartz all through there. There's groundwater there. There's limestone there. There's also sand. There's also coal here, as well as there is also iron, some more groundwater, more sand. There's more coal here. There's also a bit of gold. There's more oil, more water, more iron over here. There's copper there. And in the center of this crater, which will take us a bit to mine down to this level to be able to get some vehicles down there, we've got uranium along the edge here, and we've got titanium in the center. Now these go pretty deep. There's 35 layers of titanium there, and that is in the full ring. And with uranium, there's about 55 to 59. There's also 60. So there's a bit of uranium there. With the quartz, we've got about 10 layers, 20 layers I've seen there. That's 26. So there is a bit of quartz there too, and that will make us manufactured sand, so we don't have to worry about using so much sand. Sand won't really be an issue for us once we get those quartz, but trying to find more quartz will be. We're also slowly building up our landfill here. So if we have a look at our city really quick, we can see our landfill pollution is 1.3, our air pollution is 0.9, and we're also getting a bit of water pollution. Now, once we start looking at some more better ways to recycle, it will be a lot better. We can start producing CO2, and then we can also start making ways to get rid of CO2, and that will eliminate our pollution. And same thing with water. Once we hit a certain stage with this, we will be able to start looking at alternative ways to get rid of wastewater and turning it into other useful materials. But way early on, I would call this the primitive stage. Once we get through this and we start getting to some of the more advanced stuff, a lot of machines will be moving around. But with that, we will start looking around here. We are slowly expanding what we have in our fuel. Gee, we're consuming more than what we have, which is not a good thing at all. And that is because our liquid dump is constantly filling up. So we'll add a couple more trucks onto those, pickups onto those, to hopefully get rid of that a bit quicker. Once we get down to this lower level, we'll be able to set up a liquid dump over there to help out with that. But we do have the trucks slowly emptying this. And as well as once we get this set up, we're not having to go around the whole island just to get there. Which I've also got some excavators over here that are starting to mine out this side of it. And they will hopefully meet pretty close to the middle. We are slowly getting there on this side, but we also have a lot of iron ore, which is slowing us down. So we might make a second one of these. We need to set this up a little bit better. What would be the best way for this? We really need to just start expanding into this mountain here. But while we've got a low number of excavators, it is making it hard, and I don't want to expand too much more. Reason being, when we expand our vehicles, we are also consuming more fuel. But what we will do is we'll get 10 more trucks, and that will help us with a bit of logistics. And go from there. These guys are still waiting on vehicles. We might have to get some more vehicles onto this route. We'll put 6. That gives three pickups to every excavator on that route, as well as up here's got 10 excavators, which is probably a bit too many, but at the moment it isn't a stress at all. Now we do have this iron ore situation, so we will just build a second one. How are we going to do this? So if we try and plan for the future a bit, it'll make it a bit easier. So if we go one there, one there, and we'll just pause these from building so we can set up our plan here. And then if we go, what am I after? This one here, and then iron and metal casters. So if we set up our metal casters sideways, we should be able to get a little bit better space wise. So if we set 2 of those up there, that's not going to work, so we'll have to give it a little bit more space. Even if we flip those around like so, and we go one more back, that's still enough room from away from the farm. And we will also demolish that at some point. And we'll have our iron storage sitting over here next to the farm. Now this farm will move. Once we expand outwards with a bit of dirt, we will be able to do that. But I will, yeah, so we'll keep going with this. Now we'll need some more of our metal casters. We'll go one there and another one there. And then what we will do is we'll go to our conveyors and we'll get a molten channel. Move this one over and send it down the back. Oh, that's actually not going to work at all the way I thought. Okay, so try this again. And what we will do is we'll spin these around. We are going to have to destroy this. So that's alright, so we'll get this destroyed. They shouldn't be exporting here anymore. That will probably fill up pretty quick, which it has already. We'll take the trucks off here. We'll get rid of that. And what we will do is we'll change this around so that it dumps into this one here. So we'll say import from this one. We will then add 5 trucks to that. And they should go back to starting to dump that wastewater out. He's slowly getting there. We are slowly flattening this out, so by looking at our overlay here, we can still see that they can access down here. So we will leave that there for now. And they're still slowly expanding over here. what we'll do to help with dumping is we will just expand this off a little bit, because there will be a lot of resources coming out over here. So we'll just do that. They can slowly build that out, and we will eventually put something in there. Get rid of that. On this, edit this, because we're having a bit of an issue here. We'll expand that out a bit, and now we shouldn't have that issue. This small excavator has no fuel, so we will add 2 more trucks onto our fuel station because they're not sitting here, they're out delivering fuel at the moment. So he's now assigned to here. We'll load up with fuel, and he should head off very shortly. And our fuel is now empty. We're slowly building our fuel station back up though. We just took 40 litres out of it. So once we have this getting ready and started to be built, we will change our whole system around here. So this will destroy this, and we will set it up a bit better, and we'll even put copper side by side and change where our ore sorting plant is and move it over here, and this will then dump only resources relating to ore. And we'll set this one up to deposit, or to sort out our dirt, our stone, our limestone as well, and a couple of other bits and pieces. So we'll get this one here as well. Line those up, beautiful. And we'll just use the 1 track for these, because they can split off. Yeah, because we don't have enough room to set up the second one. So we'll just go along here, like so, and then that one as well. And these do automatically split to help with the resources getting around, so we won't have to worry about that. Feed that into there, and we'll go one off of here, like so, and we will grab a couple of storages and chuck them in here. Go 4 of those, that way we have plenty of storage sitting there. And also break down this pipe here, because we won't need that, as well as that dump there as well. Shouldn't need that. Now we're also going to need rubber being built, and as we can see here, our diesel is filling up quite nicely, so we will quickly set off our rubber making just to the side. Which is in oil. You go see ore, chuck it here. We'll spin it around. This is also going to need coal as well, so we might chuck it there. That way we can still access the coal. Don't have to go there with it. That's right, these are keeping up, so these aren't going to be an issue. And we'll set our wastewater to go straight into... Yeah, that's pretty much out of the way. So we'll hook straight onto there with that, as well as we will get some storages here. We'll chuck 2 down, and we'll go our conveyor belt into there. And we'll go grab our coal and run it into our line, and we will pull off of our main line here. I can get a conveyor belt into there, it's going to be nice enough. No, okay, so we'll have to do it this way. Or our pipe, as I should say. We're straight up and over to there, and then straight in. So then we can unpause all of this, and we will just, we can't actually fast build, so we'll let the vehicles build that stuff, and that will start producing our rubber. As the moment, we don't have any, but I do believe we have a backup of cable. We do, as well as our machine parts or mechanical parts. We don't have any iron ore at the moment because we have no coal, and we have no coal because we have no vehicles transporting it around. We're going to say these can import because we will need them to import the coal. We do not have any plates moving around at all. I'm going to say that's because we have no trucks and we also have no rubber. So that should be getting built over here slowly. We don't have enough construction parts, so we'll save us the hassle and we will order some, what do we need? We need coal. We got plenty of coal there, so I think we're just going to have to wait this one a little bit. Until we can get some vehicles to drop some coal off, and we can actually make this a higher priority to get. Also determines the priority for products delivery and removal when using trucks. Yeah, so we'll make that a higher priority. We should see very shortly some trucks delivering coal to there. We can actually do it this way. This will probably make it a bit better for us. So we'll go export. Oh, we have to use the storage. Okay, so we won't export. We'll just wait. Wait for that to start moving around. And we will actually unpause these to get these built. Actually unpause all of this. But we'll come over here and give this the priority. And give this the priority as well. As well as this. Once we get that, we can then worry about the other parts. I'm going to say we don't have any. We do have some. We have 184 sitting there. I wonder why we can't just fast deliver it, but they're moving along. They're going to go get it done. They'll start making all those things, and once we have that, that will make it a bit easier. Actually, we've already got some bits over here. Once we have the rubber up and running, we can then get our conveyor belts again, because that's what's holding us up mainly. And then with this being unpaused, they will also start making their pieces that they need. And we can set up. I will set it on. Yeah, wait till it all gets built first before we make any decisions. We'll unpause. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. We'll unpause these so these go back to working. They're slowly adding our construction parts into here. So these are going to be both our iron. And then we'll set up some more in blueprint mode. There we go. And we'll set these up on this side in line with those. like so. And then we'll get our casters in. Flip our casters around. And we'll come one off. Go 1 and 2, and we'll flip them around again. 1 and 2. And then, so these produce 12. If we have a look at our copper electronics, we need 24. So we get 24 per side. So if we go 1 just there, copy that, flip it around, and go 1 there, we'll leave a space down the center. And if we go over here, place these down, connect these up, split that one off there, that is going to be an issue though. That's why it's always handy to build in blueprint mode, because you can see where things are going to work and where things aren't going to work. So we'll give it a space of 2. Now that should split off a bit better. And then we'll have our copper meet back in the middle. And that will pour out there. We will also set up some of our storages here. So we'll set up our... We'll actually do it a bit better. What we will do is, because both of these are going to need coal at the moment. So we can actually be smart about this. And we'll need U-shaped conveyors. If we go 2 away, we'll set our ground conveyor. That will be our coal. What that will do, that will just give us a bit of room to move stuff around as well as expand this. We will also connect these up with our coal. Then we'll go up 1. We can go above here. Run this along. Yeah, so it is too close for that. Oh, that was not what I wanted to do. Have another quick go. Place that like so. It isn't going to work as nice as I thought there. Or there, so that's alright. So we can get our U-shaped lift. Flip it around. Chuck it there. Copy that one. Chuck it there. That's going to be our copper level. Now we can build another here above that. Like so. Send it all the way. We'll send it all the way to here. There's no need to keep going with this one. Go U-shape. Same thing, we'll flip it around. And we'll go 1 higher. Place our second one there. And that will be for our iron. So that's all still slowly being built. We should now also have fuel over here, plenty of it, as well as our rubber being made as well now. We could have an issue with our slurry build up here, or our wastewater. So we might have to look at possibly getting a few more trucks onto here. There's actually no trucks over here. I must have set it up this way. Yeah, there we go. So this is constantly putting out wastewater. And we will add another 5 trucks onto there. That should hopefully keep that level low. That is the issue with building on high terrain, not being closer or lower to the ocean. You have trouble with being able to dump resources. That is still slowly being built. We also have a very low amount of construction parts over here. That is okay. We will now grab our ore sorting plant. We will chuck this in nice and snug here. We're going to say it takes coal, takes copper, takes iron, and we will leave the rest of it out for now. We'll get that being built ASAP. We have no parts again because we have no iron. This is going to be a very big issue very quickly. Alright, so instead of building that, we won't build it there. Cancel the construction of it there. And we will build it over here. Just about there should be fine. And that way we can add some storage. So we can go one there, we can go one there, we can also go one, let's say there. This will be our coal. So coal, copper, and iron. So we go our copper in our next tier, our iron in the tier after that. We can set our coal up. We can set our our coal up, our copper up, and we can come over here and get our iron set up. This is going to be pretty messy. So we'll go around and then we'll connect up that way. And what we'll do is we'll unpause that as well as the iron, so we can start producing iron there, and the coal as well. I'm not too worried about the copper, we are running pretty smoothly on copper. And I'm going to pause these from being built. We've already got one there, that should be enough for now. Having no iron is proving to be a big problem. So we'll make this. This is going to be extremely messy for now. Can't really do that because we have no rubber. We do have the rubber being built slowly. We are now on top of our fluid storage situation there. We have a look, we've also got some trucks parked up, so we can actually, we can take, let's say 3 trucks away from there. We've got the coal sitting there, so let's just build this. So if we go, why are you not going to work? There we go. Go up and over all of this. Go straight across here and connect that as best as it fits. And we will do the same thing for the coal, which will I? Yep, we can cut straight across here and straight into there. We'll get these to be made on urgent. That way we can start taking resources straight away. And that one is almost done. Our fuel level should be sitting pretty good, which it is. Our coal situation over here is still lacking a bit, as well as we will build our coal belt. That is why we're not moving. And why is this? That's because that's not being built. There we go. So now we have our rubber production in a very small way. We now have 11 rubber sitting there, which this truck has just picked up, and it's going to take it over to one of our conveyor belts, which we only need 10 more for. We have another 8 sitting there. We will also boost this one since we do have a fair bit of resources. Our wastewater is still sitting empty, which is good, or just over the threshold. We've got quite a lot of rubber sitting there now. So just to start this iron, we will just quickly build that, and we'll just quickly build that one as well. That will then allow more iron to travel through here until we get our one build here. One thing I haven't sorted is our slag and exhaust. Right. So we currently have slag coming out of here, which trucks can access that. But we'll do it over here, and we'll set up a system. Won't touch this side, we'll stick to this side at the moment. We'll chuck a small storage bit in there. No, so we'll have to come back a bit. And we will connect these other ones up first. So we will need some U-shaped lifts. Flip it around. We'll build it on our second layer. I think that's going to be another possible issue. Just that there. So we'll go one higher. Have a look at this side. Our slag comes out of here, so we'll go one there. Copy that, and yeah, that one's going to be an issue. That's alright. We will work that when it comes to it because we can move stuff around. That's why it's built in build mode at the moment, and we haven't started building that because we haven't needed to just yet. Just to make it a bit better for ourselves is we can just quickly connect these up, get them quickly built because they are waiting on coal and iron. Set one up just there. Up there, beautiful. And connect that one up as well as that one there. And just to make it easy for ourselves, we're not too worried about collecting this stuff yet, so we will just build a couple of those. We'll unpause all of that. Now truck should be delivering to there. Yeah, okay, we'll call it an episode there. We have done a little bit. We've started expanding our iron production. We've also, what else have we done? We are slowly working towards getting into the middle here. Cut out this, we did make our rubber maker over here. as well as, well, we also have a lot more trash to deal with. Once we come to the time of being able to burn it, we will then mine it all back up and we will burn that. But if you guys enjoyed watching, please consider leaving a like, subscribing, and hit that bell notification. That way you guys know when I release new videos. Anyway, with all that out of the way, thank you very much and have a good one.